New Finds Video Take 1. Hello everybody. I'm Bill and you're watching Bill's Box of Sound. Yet again. Yeah, this is a habit. I just gotta have some intervention here, but you know what? If you keep on doing this, I'm not gonna fault you for it. Just keep on watching. That's fine. Anyway, room's getting very, 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 very messy. Overrun with records. So, I better put some of them away. And that also means that I need to do another New Finds video for November of 2021. Let's see. Picked this up for 99 cents. Tangerine Dream Exit. I forgot how great this album sounded. I have a copy on CD from long, long ago. But really nice, sounding version of this album. One of Tangerine Dream's more pop albums, if you can call it that. I mean, they've got albums that are full on just droning stuff for days and days, but this album has some actual decent melodies in it, and about as accessible as Tangerine Dream could get. So I brought this up to the counter at the store that I was at. And they said, really? This is 99 cents? It should be more. I said, well, more for me. So, that's Tangerine Dream. Last night, I just started listening to this thing, Steely Dan Live. I watched a video with Chad Kassem and Bernie Grundman, who mastered this album, and Bernie Grundman was talking up how good this sounded. I was kind of skeptical as to how good a live Steely Dan album can sound, but this ain't that bad. But they really do try hard to match the magic of the original studio performances, which really is not the best, but so far, not bad. I've only listened to the first half of it. I've also got the Night Fly Live, and I'm thinking, why just whatever. I'll check it out. I'll see how it is. An old favorite that I picked up an upgrade copy of, because I've got an original of this, and it's pretty good, but it's a little worn, and it's a little, just worn jacket and worn record. So I picked up this Rhino reissue, which came out in, wow, I don't remember what year this came out in. But this is his very first solo album. It's 50 years old. Let's see, does this have a date for reissue? No, it doesn't say. But I'm pretty sure this came out sometime in the 80s on vinyl. They reissued the majority of Todd Rundgren's Bearsville output on Rhino Records, and this is a rather good sounding copy of it. It is all analog. Recently got the reissues of a couple of Residence albums from Newbury Comics. This is Eskimo with kind of like a, let's see, it's called Clear with Heavy Black Swirl. So you make up your mind. I've also got their very original first copy of this album on white vinyl in a gatefold. But this new album is not in a gatefold. It's just a single thin jacket. And it has a link to the Eskimo stories on the back of the jacket here. And there's a download code, so good to hear this in all its form. I finally have a decent looking copy of it. The other album that was in with that bunch, Duck Stab, also known as Duck Stab, Buster and Glenn, the original version, which, once again, I do have the original of it, but the cover is very badly damaged. And Newbury Comics came out with a Fire Orange with black streaks copy of it. Check this out. And this was also mastered at Well Made Music. Back when they were in Cleveland, they recently moved to Bristol, Virginia. And really good mastering by Dave Polster on this. I could hear things on this master that I haven't heard on the Duck Stab album ever. It was really clear and revealing. I think there were only 500 of those. There was a sale going on at Universal Music, so I finally got a copy of this. I got a bunch of other Marvin Gaye albums, but I never had What's Going On. And this is an orange vinyl copy. Sounds great. You know, this was the first album that they gave credit to the Funk Brothers, all the musicians on the album. And there's another album from 1971 that I recently got a copy of. This is my second copy of this to see if it's an upgrade. Temptations, All Directions. Came out in 1972, actually, so it's 49 years old. And it has credits of all of the musicians on the back of it. And this is the album with the original version of Papa Was a Rolling Stone. Now, the hit version of that song is about 7 minutes and change. This one is almost 12 minutes long. Good stuff. So, I haven't listened to this one yet. I just picked it up recently. Another used record that I picked up at a swap. Daryl Hall and John Oates' self-titled album. Not bad for just a couple of bucks. Couple of The OC's reissues. A Weird Exits. And oh yeah, this one's on some really bizarre looking vinyl as well. 2-record set, 45 RPM. Check that out. Woo! Group 87. I've got another album by them called A Career in Dada Processing. Now this has Mark Isham, Peter Maunu, and Patrick O'Hearn as the core members of this prog rock band. This came out in the 80s. Was it 83, I think? Man. The print is so small on here. Oh, no, 1980. And they also have an album out on the Capitol label. This is on Columbia. And there's also Terry Bozzio on drums and Peter Wolf from Vienna on a piano. So a lot of ex-Zappa people on this album. But sadly, it's not one of the more exciting prog rock albums I've heard. Ooh, here's some cool stuff I want to show you. Zerwie by Billy Cobb. Now, the story behind this is that Billy Cobb is a multi-instrumentalist and was waiting for a new Weezer album and got tired of waiting. So he put out one himself. He's got this and also Zerwie Part 2 on very pretty vinyl. That's the Virgin Tears vinyl. Let me see if I got the other one, because I just listened to that a couple of days ago. Here we go. This is Part 2. Kind of looks like a Pinkerton, and it's got a little Japanese obi on it. And the vinyl for this one, just as beautiful. Look at this. On one side and on the other side. So, my critique, very accurate recreations of Weezer songs that were never written by Weezer and have never been performed by Weezer. But they're good songs. So, you know, this is kind of like Billy Cobb's Greta Van Fleet, as it were, of Weezer. This is on the Needle Juice label, and it's also available on Bandcamp. You can listen to it for free. Barnes and Barnes. Got to thank Mike Pilmer from Mike Pilmer, Devo Obsesso. He's got a great channel. He got a copy of this from Artie Barnes. Barnes and Barnes, yes, the same folks who did Fish Heads. A new album from them. Kind of the oddness, weirdness, and uncomfortableness that you're used to if you're into Barnes and Barnes. It's a 3-sided record. first one looks like this. It's called Pancake Dream. So it's kind of like got a pancake with syrup motif on it. And the other one, which is a one-sided record. I'll show you this one. It's kind of like a brownish, purplish, kind of a berry colored vinyl. Now on the flip side, it has the etching, which you can see right there. Check it out there, kids. Barnes and Barnes, Lumania. But yeah, once again, this is a really strange album. But Barnes and Barnes are quite strange to begin with. It's kind of hard to imagine they're still doing it after all these years. I kind of like their style. Recently, John Goodsall of Brand X passed away, so I've been pulling up my Brand X records and listening to them. This one's called Do They Hurt, which is kind of like a Mop Tapes album. They took bits and pieces from sessions of their albums and put out an album of the stuff. Liner notes by Michael Palin of Monty Python on this. This is not a new acquisition. I've had this since it first came out. But props to Brand X. Great British jazz fusion. And thank you to my good friend Dean, who got this a hold of this for me. This is a Dead.net exclusive. This is the Grateful Dead. It's called Light into Ashes. And this was recorded on October 18th, 1972 at the Fox Theater in St. Louis, Missouri. And it's a limited edition of, let's say, 7,200. And the inside of the album cover has yellow inners. And it's a 2-record set, very chill, very spacey. But check out this vinyl. It's like clouds.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
No, I'm not going to try again. You're a stupid watch. Why do you keep on responding to everything I say? Shut up. Sorry, just had to...
I don't know what you mean by, no, I'm not going to try again. You're a stupid watch. Why do you keep on responding to everything I say? Shut up.
Okay, thanks. So... Welcome to Dialogue with my Apple Watch. All right, so that's the vinyl for that. Oh, here's the inside of it. And there's a Grateful Dead Deadcast sticker inside of it. Scan that with your phone for more information. And last but not least, the that colored vinyl that I showed you is called Formless Reflections. Say there, Dead.net exclusive. Hello. It's got an update of the wonderful David Bowie Low album, the first of the Berlin trilogy, which includes Heroes and Lodger. Good old RCA. It's not a reissue. Oh yeah, there was another VOC's album, and this one's called An Odd in Places. And let's show you the wonderful colored vinyl on this one. Bam! Isn't that beautiful? I should do the coming right at you, like Bob Bradley does. Okay, yeah, that's it for now. I'll be back with more. But in a nutshell, those are the some of the most recent new finds that I've gotten, that I've actually listened to. So, okay, what you just saw, I taped about a week ago. And today's the last day of November, November 30th, 2021. And I wanted to add a couple of quick things. First, the Get Back documentary with the Beatles, which is currently streaming on Disney Plus, and who knows, it may come out on Blu-ray in the future. It's like probably close to 7 or 8 hours long, but it's in 3 installments. First one's over 2 hours, second one's about 3 hours, and the third one's about 2 hours. It's really worth the time. Check it out. You've probably seen way too many videos already about it throughout the vinyl community. But really cool to see history being made with this group. And if you don't know this already, you got to remember that all of the stuff that's happening in there happened before any of the Beatles had turned 30 years old. And also, as soon as they were done with that project, or at that point in time when they finished it, they shelved it. They did not release it. They went right to work on the Abbey Road album a few weeks later. And after the Beatles broke up, then they released the Let It Be album, which is all that stuff. But it's just so great to be a fly on the wall. Fly on the wall, just like the second disc of the Let It Be Naked release. Wish I had this on vinyl. Anyway, but it's so cool to watch their creative process. Watch Paul McCartney and John Lennon write songs together, stuff like that, and just having them goofing off, having a fun time. And if you're a musician, you can really sympathize with it. Is that when you're working on stuff, you do a lot of goofing around, but the end result and the musicality of it and just the rewards of being creative eventually come out. So if you're into the Beatles, definitely watch it. If you're not into the Beatles, you might not like it. Okay, so that's Get Back. And the other thing was something that just happened today. There was kind of like a debate going on about vinyl lacquers and about ERC, Electric Recording Company releases. That was a back and forth dialogue, shall we say, not a feud, between Michael Fremer of Analog Planet and also Mike Esposito of the In Groove record store in Phoenix, Arizona. And there was a video today where Chad Kassem of Acoustic Sounds hosted the video and was the moderator of the whole discussion. And that lasted for a couple of hours easy. It gets really geeky about vinyl reproduction. Worth the watch if you've got the time. But the big takeaway that I'm absolutely thrilled about is the fact that Chad Kassem kind of let it drop that, chances are there's going to be a John Coltrane Love Supreme UHQR in the future, not the near future, but also possibly the John Coltrane ballads on UHQR in the future. But even more important than all of that, he hinted that Acoustic Sounds, QRP record pressing, is going to be repressing the Prestige titles that they put out some time ago. They put out 25 mono, 25 stereo. But he says that there's going to be new titles coming as well. And they're working with Concord. And Concord not only owns Prestige, but they also own Riverside, Contemporary, Savoy, Milestone, Galaxy, a whole bunch of other jazz labels. And if you've been following things that have been going on in the vinyl community lately, Craft Recordings, which is a Concord music company, has been trying to dip their toe into the audiophile release universe with a lot of failure lately. They tried these one steps that they were only making like 1,000 of, and they sold them online, and they were all sold within a couple of minutes. And, you know, they've just been really falling flat on their faces with the way that they're handling the releases of their jazz recordings. And they've got a gold mine of stuff, great stuff that has to come out. So the fact that they're working with acoustic sounds again is really great news. So if you stuck around this long, I'm glad that you stuck around and listened to all this. And now, back to the end of my New Finds video for November of 2021. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving, and I hope you have a great Christmas. Had a great time. Hope you did too. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And all that other fun stuff. Later.